Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CarterMatt.com.
This video is our Viking Season 6, Episode 11 preview and expectations. I think the number one expectation is we're all going to be waiting a really long time.
Yep, to find out what's going on with Bjorn, what's going on with Harold. Are they dead? Are they not?
Yeah, let's hope for Harold he's gone. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff that's driving me crazy right now. It's sort of not knowing exactly what all is true from the mid-season finale. But then also the fact Vikings has been done filming for forever at this point.
Know.
It's like history. I know you're probably just sitting on the episode somewhere unless they're taking years to edit all these together.
Yeah.
Why not just throw us a bone? You know, give us a little bit of love here.
Well, they want to stretch it out here so that we all have a little bit of Vikings here, a little bit of Vikings there. I'm actually not that mad at it because this is my favorite show. These are my last 10 episodes. I don't need to have them all just blown at once here. I want a little bit here, a little bit there. I can wait.
We got that sequel series. It's on Netflix.
It is not the same.
I don't know when that's even coming out. That might be like 10 years from now. But anyway, we're going to discuss everything here. Before we do, though, if you like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And we've already talked through the episode and shared some of our theories, so be sure to check out that link in the description if you want to watch that. Okay, so I guess let's just start with, when presumably could this be coming back?
Yeah.
The promo said coming soon. Traditionally, it's been, November, December when Vikings comes back, right?
Yeah, we have it in sort of November, and then it's like it ends around kind of now, and then it like comes back again, like May-ish or something.
Well, I think it used to do some stuff where you would have a sort of spring run.
Yeah, there was, and then there was a while there where it was like each November or whatever. Yeah. Like, it's hard to know when they're actually going to bring this back.
It feels like right now they're in full-on torture mode where they're just giving it to us from like November until like early February. That's what I'm going to expect because I don't want to get disappointed by them not doing it. And we have been there before.
We have. I think that they might be back a little sooner than that. But that's just because I think they do want to get their other properties off the ground of these spin-offs.
Yeah, I hope that we get it sooner. But, the most, I think, interesting thing that's in the promo that History put out is you've got this scene with Visick with Ivar.
Yeah, where we have Visick say, I told you, Ivar, you can't kill him. And then Ivar saying, this is impossible. So that, to me, tells me that it's Bjorn and that Bjorn's not dead. I just think that there's no one else that they would be saying that about. Who else could it be? It's not going to be Harold. Harold's not sort of like the one that can't die, but this is their brother. So I don't know.
I think they want it to be as epic as possible, right? I mean, they want to set up something that really gets people excited to watch. So if this was about Harold, nobody's gonna be that psyched when Vikings comes back. It's like, oh, the Harold's the person who can't die. Great, Harold is terrible.
Yeah, and the only other person that I could possibly think that it could be, but I don't know, it would be Floki. And I mean, Floki is someone that sort of has had 9 lives, and we don't know what's going on. The last time we saw him, he was buried in a volcano in a cave. So, but I don't think he's gone either. Yeah. And maybe that's just because I love the character of Floki. I just don't think he's done. And Floki and Ivar had a relationship. So I could see it maybe being him if they wanted to have a really cool reveal or a really big reveal. I just really think that it is Bjorn. I just can't. He just ran a sword through him. So to have that scene where he's saying this is impossible sort of thing, he just killed him, or he thinks he just killed him. So I think it's Bjorn.
That makes the most sense. It's probably Bjorn. That's fine by me. I don't want to lose Bjorn from Vikings just yet, especially when we have 10 episodes to go.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a crux of this, that if Bjorn survives, how does Bjorn survive? Did we get sort of a skewed perception of his quote-unquote death in the first place? I mean,
Yeah, my theory is that we kind of did. I mean, I feel that a lot of it or some of this was in Bjorn's head. He was trying to figure out his plan of how he was going to be able to actually defeat the Rus and Ivar, and no matter what he did, this was going to end up being the result of it.
Well, I think the one thing we can kind of say for sure is that regardless of Bjorn, Vikings are pretty screwed right now. I think it's pretty clear in the promo that, like, this era of everything that we have known, like, most of this show is gone, and it's going away, and the Viking people aren't what they used to be, which is kind of, in a way, a depressing end for this show.
Yeah, I mean, we know that in history that this is kind of how it all went, and... But just the same, it's not exactly how I thought the show was going to bring us out of this. We're following the adventures of Ragnar and his sons and the Viking culture, and I don't know that I want my last 10 episodes to be them stomping out the Viking culture of that sort of how it all went away or ended or whatever.
I think a good question then is sort of, if the Vikings sort of as an empire are not what they once were, how do you keep the soul of who they are?
Yeah, and I don't know that you can.
I think it's going to be tough, and I think it's going to be complicated, but I think it'll probably be very character focused because we have really invested so much in these people. It's a chance to see, is Ivar really something more now than who he was pretending to be a god and causing all sorts of horrible stuff at Kattegat?
Yeah, and how things are really going to play out for Ivar at this point, because if the Rus actually won, and this wasn't all some sort of big fever dream that we just watched, then, we've got two sort of weird things in play, because Ivar never wanted to be Olag's puppet, which is kind of what Olag was kind of thinking of going on. There's so many weird things in play there that still need to work out in these final 10 episodes.
Yeah.
But going into these final 10 episodes, there are some things that I'm really hoping are going to play out.
Yeah.
I want to see some people have either come back or have their stories resolved. I need to see Floki. I need to know what's going on with them, and I need Rollo.
Okay, I'm going to put you in a tough spot here. You can only pick one.
Rollo.
Well, okay, that was not that tough a spot.
Yeah, no, I really love Floki, but his whole story in Iceland and everything that was going on season 5 was
a little too out there.
Yeah, I wasn't really enjoying that storyline as much as I love Floki. But Rollo, I would love to see something of him. I just don't know how that would really tie in. What would be the purpose of him leaving France, coming back, or anyone going to France? Like, what? I don't know how they could tie him in. I would just love to say one final goodbye.
I kind of think it'll happen. I mean, it's possible that it'll just sort of be a, hey guys, I know this is the final season, so I'm going to show up now sort of cameo, which it happens sometimes on shows where...
My real hope is that they're going to have him come in at the end to, introduce the spin-off of Rollo in France. Listen, Rollo, from my understanding of history, Rollo lived for a really long time out there. So there was a lot of stuff that was going on with him out in France and all that stuff. Let's see that. Give me a Rollo spinoff. Why not?
I'm not going to be the person that takes the Rollo spinoff dream away from you. I mean, maybe that'll be Michael Hurst, but it is not going to be me. I just think really, it would be cool to see Rollo again. It would be cool to see Floki again. I just hope you really spend some time in these final episodes, sort of signifying what the legacy of these people were, what made their way of life important. Because when Vikings kind of first came on the air, history wasn't doing scripted shows. And so much of what they were doing was then, of course, about, telling a story through history.
Yeah.
This isn't necessarily the most historically accurate show in the world, note by note, but I think they've tried to capture the essence of it.
Yeah, they have, because, there's not a lot of information about Lagertha, and we've just watched a huge journey about her. And so having that that happened for us was really great. Yeah, it may not be historically accurate,
Yeah.
but it's been a great journey. I just am hoping that moving into this last 10 episodes, after watching the promo, it's not going to get so far away from the Vikings that the Vikings just get stomped out and that's how it ends. I want the journey to still have a little bit of light for the old gods, for Ragnar's sons, for their legacy and forward.
Yeah, just don't make it too sad and really celebrate these people, because there's a lot of viewers out there, myself included. I was never thinking before Vikings, oh, you know what I really want to do? I want to spend, hours upon hours watching a show about Vikings. But the quality of the storytelling brings you in. And
I agree.
Yeah.
The first time that this was recommended to me, this show, was back in season 1, where a friend of mine was just like, this is a great show. It's so good. It's called Vikings. I was like, Vikings? I don't know, man. I'm not really interested in that culture, and I'm not really interested in learning about that stuff. And it was just, it's so good. It's the story, it's the characters, and on and on. I finally watched it, and that was it. It is the best show on TV right now.
Well, I don't want them to go too far away from the Viking fanfare of what it's been. Just give us some celebratory stuff. Yes, heartbreak, pain, everything that goes along with this world, but also at least one more tremendously awesome battle scene, please.
Yeah, and you don't need to kill off everyone that we love and just kind of leave us with nobody.
Yeah, don't make us spend the next, however long after the series finale wondering if somebody else is dead and what's a vision and what's real.
Yeah.
Please. All right, well, we'll have more Vikings coverage. I know it's going to be a very long wait. We want to be here for you during all of this, but also let us know what you want to see through the final 10 episodes of Vikings. And if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the Carter Matt store. And we'll see you here next time.